I'm Kirk Anderson, and welcome to my shop. Now, I started my YouTube channel a little over 3 months ago. And I gotta tell you, I'm a bit ecstatic about how many views my videos have gotten. Let me also say that I didn't make these videos to be a how-to video. Rather, I basically made them for myself and to maybe get others to get their creative juices flowing and to make some beautiful projects out of wood. Now, with that, it'd be nice if you hit that like button underneath the video and subscribe to my channel. Now, with that, today's project is another shop organizational project. Most of my projects so far have all been about the shop. And the reason is I'm still in the middle of setting up my new shop. So once I get the shop set up the way that I would like it, well, you'll never totally get it set up the way that you want it, but close enough, then I'll probably start diving into other projects that don't deal with the shop. Today's project is a saw blade station. Most people who have a table saw usually don't just have one blade. Most people have usually at least two blades. One for ripping and one for cross cutting, or for cutting sheet goods. Now the thing is, once you take the one blade off, where are you going to put it? The carbide tips on today's saw blades, they're very tough, but yet also very fragile. You don't want them touching any other metal or they can chip. A saw blade station allows for the storage of multiple blades and allows you a place to put a blade when you're taking it off the table saw. So, without further ado, let's get into the build. Well, I used 1/2-inch plywood on this, just basically scraps that I had laying around. Then, of course, I brought it to the table saw to cut it down to the sizes I wanted. Now, it has two sides and a back. And of course, the two sides I want to be the identical. Now, to make the slots for where the saw blades go in, I decided on a 35-degree angle. Then I just used a protractor to draw out the lines. To ensure that the slots were in alignment with each side, I used the old painter's tape and CA glue trick. Just put down the painter's tape, a couple of dabs of CA glue, and then put the pieces together and ensure that they're lined up. And I gave it a little time for the CA glue to set, and I clamped it up to make sure that they stayed in alignment. Then it was over to the drill press to drill a hole in the bottom of the slots. And then it was over to the bandsaw to cut out the slots. Once the slots were cut, I took a scrap piece of wood and used some CA glue to glue some sandpaper to it to sand out the slots. Then it was just a matter of pulling the two ends apart. It took a little bit of finesse, but basically they came apart real easy. And there's both sides, with the slots in perfect alignment with each other. This is one of the few projects where I did not use pocket screws. I just pre-drilled the back to attach the sides. A little glue, spread it out, and put the back on. I clamped it to hold it in place and then just screwed it down. Then I did a quick sanding, basically to get rid of any pencil marks, then also to sand off any of the glue squeeze out. I did decide to put on a top and a bottom, which is just glued and screwed. And as you can tell, it's going to be hanging up on the wall with a French cleat. And before it gets up on the wall, I'm going to put a coat of paint on it. And there she is, ready to hold all the saw blades when they're not in use, and to give me a place to put the saw blade as I'm taking it off the table saw, without worrying about it hitting any metal and chipping any of the teeth. Well, this was just another quick shop organizational project. I hope you enjoyed the video, and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And as always, don't forget to get out there and just cut some wood.